I love board games. And guess what? I've been a bit bored lately. So, let's make a game. A game about board games. Let's go. So let's start off by creating a new Unity project. But is it just me, or is it looking kind of empty?
Bruh.
So first, we need to make a player. And now, you can move around. Nice. Yeah, you basically control this pill-shaped thing. Isn't that so much fun? To fix that, I added a few common board game elements that I got off of the internet. Cool. Well, looks like we have a game about board games. So, I guess we're done. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like the video and subscribe. Psych! There's still a lot more to do. First of all, the game physics are all messed up. Oops. And the game is actually pretty boring, which is kind of a big problem. Yeah. But don't worry, I know exactly what this game needs. Legos, because Legos are awesome, right? And there are tons of Lego board games out there. I actually own a few of them, and they're quite fun. Alright, let's add some Legos to this game. Sadly, my modeling skills are still absolute garbage. So, you know what that means. Boom. It's basically a normal Lego, except it's in a video game. Then, by using my amazing art skills, I created a few more Legos. Now the map is better, but the player is still looking kind of bland.
Bruh.
So, I guess it's time to completely remake the player. Now, you control a floating die. Because, why not? Much better. Right? Then, I made some little adjustments to the map, and also played around with the post-processing to make the game look a bit better. Now, let's make some cool effects, like these little dash particles. Sadly, this game is still very boring, because there's literally nothing to do. So it's time to add an enemy. This is just a pawn from chess. You know, chess. The world's most popular board game. It's actually a fun game. But right now, our enemy is not really doing anything.
Bruh.
Let's fix that. So, as you can see, our little pawn enemy will now hunt you down and kill you. Cool. But it's still pretty stupid.
You stupid.
Sometimes, the pawn gets stuck on the wall and doesn't move anywhere, which is not what it's supposed to be doing. Alright, let me explain what's going on. This is the pawn enemy. And this is you. Right now, the pawn is trying to get to you in a straight line, since that's the quickest way. But it doesn't know where the walls are. So, it just gets stuck on the wall and can't get around it. We need the enemies to know where the walls are so they can avoid them. Luckily, Unity already has a tool for that. The AI navigation package. So, let's create a new nav mesh surface, and then we can bake it. Nice. This allows the enemy AI to know exactly where all the obstacles are. So now the pawn will chase you perfectly. Well, almost. It kind of glitches a little around the corners. But don't worry, we'll fix it later. Anyway, enough about pawns. Let's add a bishop. Right now, this guy just moves around randomly. But if you get too close, it'll go crazy and start attacking you. Ouch. I don't know about you guys, but I'm tired of always dying. We need a way to fight back, so it's time to create the most powerful, strongest, ultimate, best weapon ever. A bag.
Bruh.
But it's not just any bag, it's a magic bag. It shoots these exploding dice that are also magical. I created this little dummy enemy so I could practice, and beating him up was so much fun.
Why you bullying me?
Then, I added a few more dice to the bag. Each one deals random damage based on its number of sides. So, the 4-sided is the weakest, and the 20-sided is the strongest. Awesome. This is really fun, but now it's time for the hard part. Game structure. Let's start coding stuff. I basically worked on the game logic for 5 hours straight. It was very painful. But I did manage to accomplish a lot, so that's good, I guess. Anyway, then I added an enemy spawner that you might recognize from the game Monopoly. And after working on the user interface, the game was starting to take shape. Now, enemies spawn in waves, and once you defeat all of the enemies, a new wave starts. After beating the last wave of a round, you can move on to the next one. Awesome. But right now, this game only has 2 enemies, so let's make a lot more. First, I wanted to add all of the remaining chess pieces, like the rook, knight, queen, and king. Let's start with the rook. This guy does a slow dash attack, which makes him easy to avoid. Usually. As for the knight, he does this crazy jump explosion attack, and trust me, it hurts. Next, I want the queen to be a boss fight, so I made her shoot these awesome ice swords. If you don't think about it too hard, it makes perfect sense. Well, kind of. Finally, since the king is the most useless chess piece, all he does is run away and create more pawns that will fight for him. What a coward. Anyway, now that we have more enemies, let's improve the map, because right now, it's basically empty. Boom. And just like that, the map is looking awesome. Most of the models come from Sketchfab, because my modeling skills haven't really improved yet. Yeah. Anyway, I got lots of stuff, like poker chips, dice, playing cards, a Jenga tower, a Dungeons and Dragons game, a Rubik's Cube, a tic-tac-toe board, other board game boxes, and a chessboard. Nice. Now the map looks a lot better. Also, as much as I love shooting enemies, we need a close-range weapon to add some variety. I think a playing card is perfect, because they're actually quite sharp, and you can use them to slice enemies. Awesome. So here's the card, and after creating a little attack animation, everything was working perfectly. Well, kind of. Okay, now it works, so let's get back to creating enemies. First, I made these colorful little pawns from the game Sorry. They're kind of cute, but they always blow up in your face. So make sure to shoot them before they get too close. Next, I wanted to add some Dungeons and Dragons characters, like this wizard guy.
You're a wizard, Harry.
So I quickly made this red fireball. And now, we have this wizard that can attack you. Nice. I think it turned out pretty good, so I made this purple wizard too. But of course, you can't have Dungeons and Dragons without a slime monster. At first, the trails were acting kind of weird. But eventually, our slime monster was starting to take shape. Ew. When killed, it splits into 2 smaller baby slimes. They're also a bit gross. Cool, but I think we still need more ranged enemies. So let's add some battleships. It's that game where you place these battleships on your board, and then you shoot your opponent's battleships with these missiles. Alright, let's get some battleships, modify them a little, and then create a missile. Awesome. Now you can fight these deadly battleships. I think they're pretty good, so I also made a homing missile. It locks onto your position and follows you. Ouch. The homing missiles are awesome, so I used the same code to create these frozen fireballs. Isn't this ice wizard so cool? Get it? Because ice is cold? Anyway, then I created an elite version of each wizard, because the game's no fun if it's too easy, right? They're basically like the old wizards, but bigger and stronger. Nice. But you might have noticed that right now, when you get hit by a fireball, not much happens. In real life, if you get hit by a fireball, you'd probably burn and be in intense pain, right? So I spent way too much time working on these little particle systems that represent different status effects. And now, fireballs can burn you, slime balls poison you, and ice swords can freeze you. Cool. But since the map is so open, it's hard to avoid enemy projectiles, which is probably why I keep dying. Yeah. So, let's create a few more obstacles in the map to give you some protection. I also added other decorations, like a checkers board, and these letter tiles from the game Scrabble. Awesome! Now that the map is better, I kept creating new rounds with different combinations of enemies. There are about 30 rounds in total, and the last ones are a little hard. Once you finish all the rounds, you win. Nice. But we still need to work on the user interface. First, let's make a lose screen, so when you die like me, you can see just how badly you did.
Bruh.
Then, I made a pause menu, a loading screen, and of course, the main menu itself, which took way too long. Trust me, it was very intense. Anyway, then I convinced my friend to make music for me, because my music kinda sucks. Okay, that's enough. I also added a bunch of little decorations in the background to make the main menu more interesting. And there you go! We now have a fully functional main menu with my friend's awesome music. Nice. I think the main menu looks great. It only took like 9 hours. Finally, all that's left is to fix a few weird glitches in the game.
Bruh.
Most of them were easy to fix, and others were just plain dumb. Yeah, we don't talk about that. Alright, now it seems like the game is more or less working, so I guess it's time to release it? Then, I created an itch page so you can download my game on other devices. Nice. Looks like it's finally time to get some player feedback. I forced a few of my friends to play my game in class. We probably should have been listening to the teacher, but whatever. It's for content.
This shit is hella hard, bro. Yo, give me infinite health, bro.
I tried to get as many playtesters as possible to hear different opinions about the game.
It's actually fire. No, like actually, like that's actually well made.
Generally, people seem to enjoy my game, but obviously, it's not perfect. There are many things I could do to improve the game, like allow the player to get stronger over time, similar to most roguelike games. I could also add more enemies, or even create different fighting arenas. But lately my video views have been basically non-existent.
Bruh.
I need to pump out a new video, so here you go. Making this video took way too long, and I hope you enjoyed it. Creating this game was also a nice experience. It took about 3 months in total. I tried to include as many classic board games as possible, but I probably forgot a ton. Anyway, thanks for watching. Go play the game, because it's actually kinda fun. Like the video if you enjoyed it, and have a great day. Bye!